Primera y segundo.
These are the leaves, and then they basically roll them, and then she's smoothing them out.
Hola from Leon.
Hi guys.
So we thought we'd do a quick video. We're currently in Nicaragua at a place called Leon. And yesterday we went out to a place called Esteli. Now, cigar lovers at home, you're going to know what Esteli is all about.
So Cam was very excited.
He
came to me, I think it was a few days before you'd been talking about it. And basically Nicaragua has a region, Esteli, which is like the primary manufacturing and distribution of cigars in the world. So Cam had mainly planned to basically rent a car because it was quite a while away, and we looked at quite a few different options.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
So for those that are looking online, I did a ton of research online, and it was really unclear actually what you can do here. So it's about a 3-hour drive from Leon. So you can get an Uber, you can get a cab. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg, like more than $100 US sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can get a chicken bus. So there's these buses here, and apparently they're called chicken buses because
I Google searched it, and apparently it's because every now and again a chicken will jump off a passenger's lap. That's it.
And get out in the bus. But yeah, you can do that. They're only $6 or so, but you're stopping very frequently. It is a 3-hour drive.
Hot.
It's very hot. It's quite difficult to do. Probably the cheapest and easiest option. We decided we'd hire a car. So it was $32 US, not bad for the day.
Yeah.
$32 US. Once you added taxes and everything else, it worked out to be $82 US, and then you got to fill up with fuel as well. So it's more than $100 US once you get to the end of the day.
Luckily though, we did get an upgrade because that small car wasn't available. So we actually ended up having a bigger car for the same price, which is really good value.
Yeah.
It was still on the more expensive side, but for one day,
it was
so worth it because for that 3-hour drive, we had the convenience of going on our own time schedule. Finding the place was an absolute nightmare. It was listed differently on Google Maps, so we were walking and sweating our butts off.
Yeah, look, whether was it worth it? Maybe. Probably for the freedom, but in the end of the day, we spent so much time there. We didn't get away. We aimed to get away by 8 a.m. because it was a 3-hour drive, 3 hours back. We didn't end up getting away until like 11. So we didn't get there till almost 2 o'clock. Now, Esteli itself. So all cigar lovers will be like, yeah, great, Olivas, Padrono, like there's all these amazing, there's amazing cigar companies and factories that are made out of that, all these cigars are there. We can go in there, I can buy them, discount rate. Unfortunately, Esteli is actually, we discovered when we got there, you probably don't know this, it's a free trade zone. So technically, no one is actually allowed to, none of the factories that make these cigars are allowed to sell you any, because they are only for export. They buy all these tobacco leaves tax-free because they're only making them, they're not selling any, and then they ship them off for other people to sell. So that was a big shock when we got there. You can do tours, and when they do the tours, they do give you like a token 1 or 2 here or there. You can do a full 4-day tour, I think, from Managua, the capital. We can do all these 4 or 5-day tours and safaris, which are great. However, they're really expensive and they're really time inclusive. We wanted to go for like 4 or 5 hours and just check it out. Now, to do a tour in these places, usually it's $20, $30 US to get in, and they'll show you around the factory. If you have any Spanish at all, use it. We went in and we were basically going to these factories, the big ones, Olivas and 1 or 2 others. We tried going in and they basically like, look, we're sorry, no, nothing. And then we went into a couple of others. Pagama, I think, I can't remember the names of them, but there was some really lovely. Basically, we went into just about everyone we found. And we were told there's over 600 different factories. A lot of them are just people's houses, and they've got 5 or 6 people at the back rolling these cigars.
So this one is by far the smallest, but it's really cute. So this lovely lady back here is serving me a beer. Probably can't see. She has 1 roller, 1 little sorting station and press. And she makes all of these, you can see. They're all here. They're about $1 to $3 or $4 US each. They're all completely Nicaraguan, so they all grow the leaf here and do it all here.
It's such amazing tobacco, and they've got such amazing facilities there to make it all, and the perfect weather conditions. So there are over 600 in this tiny town.
Isn't there like a scale of like how many people or how many to produce each day?
Yeah, so if you can produce up to 500 is kind of easy. Once you get over 1,000 or so, you can start exporting and you can start sending them off and make way more money, and then they exponentially grow really quick. But yeah, so you can't actually buy them from the shops. If you go in and say, can we comprar, like buy, can we please buy? Generally they'll go, yeah, it's okay, come in. And you can't buy, you can either buy a box. A lot of them only sell them by the box. A lot of them sell you just 1 or 2 here or there. But it was really cool. Basically went in there and go, can we have a look around and do a tour? And they go, yeah, come on. We didn't end up paying a cent.
They were very kind. Everything was all the look arounds that we had yesterday. I think we had 3.
3 or 4, and they were extensive. They let us go in, and they walk in amongst all the people while they're all rolling and they're all cutting. They took us into all the sorting room. They were really proud of what they were doing.
Yeah.
You're probably going to see some footage of that now. It's an amazing kind of to see how they're making all these. And you think it's not slave labor.
A lot of them are families.
A lot of them are just families. So like there was like
grew.
one we had, I think there was 30 people working, or 26, 25 people working there. They were all family members and friends of family and that. So it's not like they're slave labor. It's just Nicaraguans making money for themselves, finally selling their own product.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So we did get permission to get some footage, so Cam took quite a lot. It was insane to see how fast they are and the whole process of making the cigars.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, like it was really cool.
The smell.
Is it the curing room?
Yeah, so the process, the overall process is pretty intense, and I'm by no means a cigar connoisseur. I enjoy them once every now and then.
The smell.
Wait, yeah. So I am by no means a cigar connoisseur, but the process is kind of, they pick the leaves. The upper leaves are más fuerte, they're more strong leaves because they have more sun. The lower leaves are the weaker leaves, the weaker sort of like paler coloured cigars you get. The paler coloured cigars you get, and then they cure them and they let them like kind of, I don't know, ferment, and then they do that 3 times like on the farms before they even get to these factories, and then they sort them again in the factories. So there's the sorting people. Once people have sorted them, they put them aside, then they end up passing them on, and then they get like an inside part where they roll it and like kind of concertina it so it has a nice funnel in the middle. They wrap that one, and then they finally have a finishing kind of layer which is done. I've got footage of the last 2 processes. I haven't got the first one, but yeah. So then it gets on, and the actual process of testing them and getting them through to the final stage is really strict. They're very fast, but they got to check the gauge, which is the fatness. They got to check the length. They got to check the color. They got to make sure it's not too flimsy. Make sure it's not too tightly packed, not too heavy, not too light. So there's a huge process. Then it goes to the heifer or the jefe, or whether it's a male or female, the boss, and they basically quality check them. They get stickered and they get put aside in these like curing rooms, and that's where soaps struggle.
Oh my gosh! So usually I'm fine with smells, but this was not a smell that you don't really expect from a cigar.
No, and I enjoy cigars, but
there's no like chemicals in this curing process. It's literally they're in a room and they're being dried out. Are they in like their final stage?
Basically settling in like they can go anywhere from a month to 3 months, all the way up to there's something there for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so this smell when you walk in, it's kind of a cigar chemically smell.
It smells chemical, and
you cough,
it knocked my
and
socks
you
off.
can't
I had
breathe.
to walk out. It was really strong.
That was strong, and even I was in there maybe for a minute max, and then I left. Whereas the people in there are laughing at us because they were like, yeah, más fuerte, muy fuerte, very strong, and then we started coughing and left. But thousands upon thousands upon thousands of cigars in there. And they were all for exportation. So they said that the big factories we went to, 80% went to Miami.
Yeah, and then I think the rest went to Europe.
And then the rest went to Europe. And they said not many went to Australia. Australia's
too far away,
muy
too
caro,
expensive.
very expensive. It's far too expensive. Our import taxes are far too expensive. But yes, it was a really, really good day. Those that don't know much about Estelli but really want to go check it out, we do recommend going. A few recommendations. There are no guillotines. So those little bits that cut the cigars, because it's a free trade zone, you can't get them anywhere in Leon. You can't get them anywhere out in Esteli. So basically, you have all these cigars. I ended up with about 20 or so cigars, and a lot of them were gifted, and a lot of them I bought secretly here or there. I'm not going to say where, but I did manage to get some. You can have a look around. There is a cafe or two in the cafes in the centre, and you can actually buy all the Nicaraguan cigars there. So do have a look around. I wish I had the name. I'll see if I can put it in the comments. But yeah, you can get them. The problem is you can't cut them. One guy did show us a cool trick. You can cut with a knife. Look up online.
Make sure it's a really sharp knife.
Yeah, look up online. Cigar cutting with knife. You'll be able to work it out. But yeah, do recommend doing. Just realise that you can book a tour in advance, and someone will take you into the small ones. It's really good.
I think. How much were they, the tours?
Yeah, look, they were expensive. It's probably worth doing what we did. Just go, walk into the front door, find the nearest person. They'll come over to you and go, hi, can I help you? And you basically say, hi, with minimal Spanish. We're like, hola.
They're all very easy to find as well. Like they're literally on the corners of...
Google cigar and you have 50 of them pop up on your screen.
Just to recap though, with the car, So we haven't really hired many cars, to be honest. Well, I haven't anyway. In Australia, you can hold the deposit with a debit card.
Yes.
Here, we had to use a credit card. Luckily,
$800
Yes.
they will hold against it too.
so luckily I had my credit card, but Cam had to go back
to get
home
it.
and come back again because we didn't know. So make sure you have a credit card on hand.
Be
in
very
advance.
thorough when you take videos and photos at the start, because it's very, very common here that people go, oh no, there's a scratch there, take the whole lot of money off you. So
we were very
very thorough.
Yeah.
Just be really, really on your toes about everything, because it is a thing here. The people are absolutely lovely and amazing, but everyone's there is a gringo tax of just about everything. They're going to there's a local price of $5, there's a gringo tax of 10 more bucks.
Yeah.
So just be aware, and it's just what it is. It's not good or bad, it's just what it is. So
The driving itself as well. So driving during the day, the roads are pretty good. Like there's quite a few potholes here and there. Driving, I would not have liked driving.
no, I mean, at
Especially
night particularly, try and get home early in the night. We were driving home about 8 o'clock at night.
It was dark and it was...
The trucks were on our side of the road. I
scary
pulled
for
over
me.
and was half off the road, and the truck almost cleaned me out, still coming around the corner. They're not particularly caring about other drivers, and they
No.
kind of just get out of our way.
And especially with it being a hire car, you don't want to get any scratches on it.
Big thing. Also, here is police stops. We went through about 8 in each direction.
Yes, a lot.
As dodgy as it sounds, you've got to have a $20 note handy, because you give them the papers, you give them your license, everything else, and they will find something wrong with the vehicle. They'll find something wrong. It's horrible, but if you
Some
hand
of
them
the
$20
times you can humour them, but sometimes they might need a little persuasion.
But yeah, otherwise, highly recommend heading out to Esteli. It's really, really worth heading out there. Leon's beautiful, but we've got 5 days here. We were just looking for something else to do, and just to get out and do something different.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Bye.
Ciao.